Hello everyone, this is Northern Scrub from Team R.K.M. Today we'll be doing a 2016 September deck profile on Geargias. This is my Geargia deck profile. I run it as just like a little fun thing. I don't expect it to be competitive in any way, shape or form. It's just a fun thing for me personally. I kind of built the deck expecting it to not be that great, but it isn't actually turning out to be that bad, so I thought it'd be worth a deck profile. So let's get started, shall we? In the main deck, we are running ourselves double Geargia. I only run this guy at 2 because of his effect. I don't really want to run him at 3 because it's a waste of a normal summon. He's just an extra name for Geargia change to use, just to get out them big rank 3 XEs that really smash things over. Next up, we're running triple Geargia Mark II. Sorry, camera's a bit out of focus there. Geargia Mark II, he's really good for a normal summon because he can help get out the little level 4s and other level 3s for XZ summons. Also, he's a little bit of a nice defensive shield. I know his defense is only 500, but still, with Geargia Change running around this deck at 3, it's a really nice card to have. And for the same reason, we're also running triple Geargia Mark III. His effect is only good when he's special summoned by either Geargia Mark II or Geargia Change, but still, that doesn't really matter too much because I'm just going to XZs off with it, so who cares. And then next, we're running our first level 4 of the deck, which is triple Geargia Anchor. This is a card that came in Shining Victories, and he's a nice little card. He's a level 4 18 beat state, but he's also got the built-in effect of non-targeting popping monsters, which is always quite nice. That also follows up to our next card, who we're also running at 3, which is Geargia Attacker. Basically, it does the same thing, but he's a 1900 beat stick, and he pops the back row as well for every other Geargia card on my side of the field. Next up, we're also running double Geargia Armor. This card is so important for the deck. 1900 defense level 4, and every time he's flipped, I get to search out a Geargia card. When it comes to consistency, this guy is probably one of the best searching cards you could find, really, for any machine deck. I know it's Geargia specific and all, but no other machine archetype can really search like this, I think. I mean, you got your Despots and stuff like that who are quite quick, but even then, this, although it's slow because it has to be flipped, is still really efficient because of its defense. Next, we're also running 2 Geargia Arsenal. This one's a weird one. Even though its first attack makes it gain attack and you can get it up to 24,500, I believe, it's still... its second effect is just so much better where you can just tribute it off and special summon a Geargia, because that can start the chain of bringing out Geargia 3, who can bring out 2, and then you can just XZs off for a little rank 3, which, if I had one, I'd put a Dante in this deck, because Geargia's being in my graveyard with Geargia Change makes the deck just... would make it a bit faster. Next up, we're running double Geargia Accelerator. He's an easy little special summon from the hand I can just drop, and every time it leaves the field I get to add a Geargia back from my grave to my hand, which, if I can't get some summoning back from the graveyard, he's quite efficient to just let me normal summon some stuff. And then next up, we're only running 1 Geargia Augur. It does look so nice in Ultra Rare, but I'm only running it as a one-off because its effect counts as a normal summon, and it only lets me bring out my level 4s to my hand, which isn't as efficient as me getting my level 3s to the field. This is our monster lineup so far. Next up, we're going to go for our spells. Obviously, we're going to be running triple Geargia Change. This card is so important for this deck, just to get your big boss monster out, which is Geargia Gergen XG. His effect makes him near-on unstoppable for stuff like Mirror Forces and Despots and stuff like that. He's weirdly quite good. As I said to Ginger Scrub before, he is an amazing card for and against Despots, which is why I'm running him at 3 in this deck, on top of him just being a boss monster for the deck in general. Next up, we're running 1 Machine Assembly line. Nice little attack boost that can help me get over some stuff, which is quite surprising, really, because even just giving the Geargia Attacker an extra 200 attack can get me over some little pesky level 4s. And then next up we have a must-have for every machine deck, Limiter Removal. Unless you've been living under a rock, I don't think I really need to tell you what that does. Next up we have 1 double summon as well. I'd ideally be running this card at 2, but sadly I don't have a second one going around spare. If I can normal summon 2 Geargia Mark IIs, I can just very quickly swarm the field and go for 2 XZ summons. Next up, we're going for a couple staple destruction spells and traps, which is 1 Dark Hole, secret rare, very nice, and 2 MSTs, just as a nice little back row pop there. And that's our spell lineup. Next up's our traps. This deck's actually quite trap heavy. I believe I'm running 10 traps at the moment, so I'll go straight into those. Geargia Gear. Brutal little card this thing is. It used to be on the ban list at either 1 or 2, I can't remember which one, but basically it was on there because it was just an instant rank 4, which was pretty lethal back in the day when XEs were a properly big thing. Next up, we're running 2 Wonder XYZ. Nice little card to have set, just in case you can spaff some stuff out in your opponent's turn. Being able to XYZ in the opponent's turn, it's just like fusion summoning or synchro summoning in the opponent's turn, it can really mess up your opponent's plays. Next up, we're running double Mirror Force. Again, if you're living under a rock, I should probably tell you what this does. If they attack you, you can just destroy all their attack position monsters. It's kind of necessary for all decks, in my opinion. Next up's a trolly little card I like to run, which is Gravity Bind. Level 4 higher monsters can't attack. The little pet peeve for some people who don't know is XZs don't count for this. So with my rank 3s and 4s, I can still smash you with them, and with like 2-5 and 2-4 beat sticks, so that's quite a nice little trolly card to run. Next up, we're running 1 XYZ Reborn. I run this because one of my monsters, Geargia X, lets me detach to add a level 4 lower machine from my deck to my hand. If I can just quickly get him out, detach off of him, and get that extra search, it just speeds things up a lot more. Next up, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. This is a weird one, because I kind of need to swap this out for a Grand Horn of Heaven, or a Black Horn of Heaven. I just have it in there as a bit of summoning destruction, you know. So ideally, it'd be better for me to negate summons, but this is all I got at the moment. And then 1 Counter Trap, again, another card I need to replace, is Dark Bribe. I only run this purely for the sake of it being spell and trap negation, and the fact that it's a counter trap to make it that bit more unstoppable, if that makes any sense. And that's our trap lineup. Now for the extra deck, this is the fun bit. It's not entirely complete. Like I said, I needed some more Dantes for this deck. Well, I need a Dante at least. To start the deck off, 3 Geargia XG. Like I said, boss monster of the deck, can stop any attack. And when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, this is the beauty part, not when it's sent to the graveyard, when it leaves the field, I get to add a Geargia card from my grave to my hand. Next up, we're also running 3 Geargia X. Another nice little card. It's a little 2-3 beat stick. If I can get Machine Assembly lines to the field, it's 2-5. Once per turn, detach, add a level 3 or a level 4 or lower machine from a deck to my hand, sorry. And also if it leaves the field, I get a special summon to one of my Geargia cards, which is always quite nice. Now for the little miscellaneous one-offs I like to run. My first one is Equipped Engineer. I know it's not a machine, but I like to have it in there because it's, well, machine-looking. And it also can stop some little things. It's kind of like a... I don't know, it's kind of like a really bad starter spark for XZs, I guess. Once per turn, during any player's turn, detach from this card, target a monster you control, change it to defense mode, and then it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects the rest of the turn. Next up, 1 Terabyte. I really love this card because it's kind of a dumbed down, worse version of Big Eye, really. I know it takes a couple more, one more material, it can only steal level 4 or low, but with 2-9 defense, you really can't knock that. Even things like Chaos Max Dragon still don't do too much to this thing. Next up, another trolly little card I like to do things with is Tin Archduke. Once per turn, just change the battle position of 1 card your opponent controls, and if it's in face-down defense, you can flip it and its effects aren't activated. Again, 2-2, it's 3 level 4s, so it's not too bad in this deck because you can summon it quite easily. And, well, the next 2 are a little bit generic, I find. Is 1 Cowboy, obviously. Why would you not burn your opponent for 800 if you could? And then the next one is Dark Rebellion, because he can steal attack from stuff and he just makes things a little bit more easier to crash over. So, that's my Geargia deck profile. If you guys could give us a like, comment, subscribe, please do. This is Northern Scrub from Team R.K.M. signing off.